Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 3 of my 30-day trans challenge. First of all, it's July 4th, so happy birthday, America! Okay, that's enough of that. All right, so anyway, today's question is, let's see, have you ever been outed? Okay, this video is probably not going to be very long. The answer is, for the most part, no. For the most part, it's not an issue that I deal with. I probably only have 1 or 2 times that I've possibly had an issue with being outed, and usually it's me that unintentionally outs myself. So I'll briefly share that. So probably the first question is, why do I care? The main reason why I care about being outed or not being outed is just because I don't like being patronized. Like, if I don't say anything about my trans status, then I'm just me. And usually the question doesn't even come up. I'm just Carrie, that really tall girl that works in poker, where, I'm afraid that if people knew that I was trans, especially if there were some unsupported people, suddenly that just natural acceptance that I have would possibly turn into a political debate on whether I have a right to exist or not. So, instead of just everybody ignoring me, suddenly it would be, well, I'm not sure if I agree with her lifestyle choices. Or even worse, people doing that patronizing attitude of like, okay, class, well, today we have a very special visitor. Her name is Carrie, and she is a transgender. So I want everybody to make extra special sure that they are super nice to her and respect her pronouns so that you don't hurt her feelings. Ugh. That is seriously one of my biggest transition fears, is that, when I first started the casino, I'm afraid that they had a meeting about my trans status to make sure that everybody was okay with it. But now that I've been there long enough, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. I'm pretty sure that, nobody said anything and I was allowed to just go at face value. So in any case, the question of whether I have been outed or not, there was one time where I was outed when we were in public, but on the other hand, it was very early in transition, so I doubt that I was really passing at that point. So, it was actually one of only the first few times that I had been out publicly, and basically it was Halloween, and I was going out with my friends Dale and Ariana for dinner and a drink. And I was dressed up, we were all dressed up in, classic, Gothic Victorian witch costumes. And that was fun for me because it was one of the first times that I really felt pretty and felt passable. Mainly because I was just covered from head to toe in very feminine things. Dale, who I was there with when we were sitting at the bar, started talking about being trans to someone. She is the type of trans woman that is not quiet about her trans status. She's proud of it. So she kind of goes blabbing it to a lot of people, and then, she goes talking about how, you see, people don't care that I'm trans, they just see me as a woman because I am a woman. And she says that she is a woman like every 3 seconds. And so, she was talking to this gentleman sitting next to her, and she said, so how I was telling you about how I was trans? And she pointed to me and Ariana and said, those two also. Ariana was pretty pissed about that because she, she's 6 years done with transition. So, it's just not something that she even thinks about anymore. And now she has someone outing her in public when, again, if Dale had just kept her mouth shut, she probably just would have been completely accepted and nobody would care. So, that is the only time that I've been traditionally outed. There was one time where I unintentionally outed myself to someone at work, which I think I told this story before, but why not? I'll tell it again. Basically, my supervisor, Eli, there was one night where I forgot to take my hormones, and I was making a ton of mistakes at work. I was sending people to the wrong table by mistake. I was making, transactional errors and things like that. Finally, at the end of the night, I basically apologized to my supervisor. I'm like, Eli, I'm so sorry. I forgot my hormones tonight, so I'm probably a menopausal bitch right now. And then he said, kind of out of nowhere, so, do you know about Laura Jane Grace? And, are you a fan of hers? And I was like, all right, so everybody knows I'm trans. They're just humoring me. And this was earlier in transition when I still wasn't sure whether I was passable or not. So I asked Eli, and I'm like, so Eli, how do you know? Like, does everybody here just know? Or, did Eve or Josh, two of the people that I worked with in Cleveland, tell you? Or, is it just obvious based on my appearance? And he said, well, actually, I didn't know until you just told me about hormones just now. Uh, so yeah, I outed myself once unintentionally. I kind of was expecting that talking about that would be safe because there are a lot of cisgender women who are on hormone replacement due to various, like reproductive issues. But apparently he put two and two together and figured out that I was trans, but not a big deal. He's chill with it. And then finally, there was one time that I was outed by my YouTube channel. Um, this is becoming a bigger concern as my channel is getting bigger because I was not expecting my channel to get as big as it is right now. I was maybe expecting that I get, at most a couple hundred subscribers. I figured, people generally wouldn't care what I had to say, but maybe I could inspire a couple people. All of a sudden, I've gone up to like 1,400 subscribers, and, my most viewed videos are above 10,000 views each. So basically, these two people from work friended me on Facebook out of nowhere, Kim and Brittany. And I didn't know where I knew them from. So, finally I was asking one of my other friends, I was like, you know who Kim and Brittany are? Like, they friended me on Facebook, but I haven't seen them. Do you know? I thought I knew them. And then Kim came up and she said, actually, I know you from your YouTube channel. One of your videos popped up in my YouTube feed randomly, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that girl. Um, so yeah, my YouTube channel outed me to somebody, and, I was kind of afraid that was going to happen eventually, but, I wasn't expecting it to because I thought, all right, well, I should be safe because the only people who will watch my videos on YouTube are those who are looking for trans videos. But apparently that I'm not passable video shows up in a lot of random people's news feeds for no reason. I don't know why. I mean, but it happens. Honestly, I'm not too worried about it. Again, so far everybody that I've been outed to has been really chill with it, and they really don't care. And actually, a lot of them have become my best friends. So my fears about people patronizing me or, treating me like a special snowflake have been unfounded so far. But I still don't like telling anybody just because, again, I just live my life and don't worry about it otherwise. Where, I'm afraid that if I was out to everyone, there are several very staunch conservatives that I work with who, during this recent 2 or 3 months when transgender bathroom issues became a national debate, they were reposting the conservative memes about how if you have a penis, use the goddamn men's room. That's how you're an American. So I really don't want to out myself to them, especially because I am good friends with them. So if they knew, I feel like they might not be friends with me anymore. And again, I just do not want me being there at work to be an issue. If I keep my mouth shut, I use the bathroom, nobody cares. I keep my mouth shut, everybody's fine with me, nobody cares. Again, as soon as people know that I'm trans, it becomes a debate over whether they agree with my lifestyle choices or not. So that's why I keep my mouth shut, but I haven't really had a problem with it too much, I don't mind telling people if I'm good enough friends with them, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to be okay with it. So this isn't as big of an issue for me as it is for some. I'm not like, one of the traditional move halfway across the country so that nobody knows you type. But anyway, again, I just try to keep it quiet, but it's not a big deal. Anyway, that is day 3. See you guys tomorrow.